Alrighty. G'day to all of the traders out there. I'll give it a little while for everyone to jump in. We always start looking at the top 10, just simply because it gives us a snapshot of what we're dealing with. Give it a little while for everyone to jump in. We always start. Give me one moment. I've always got to get this set up. Where are we? Welcome. All right, we're good to go. Welcome. Okay, so if you can hear me, I just like to know if you can you just type yes into, or I can hear you, into the chat box that you've got in front of you right now. And I just want to know that the sound's working. I've heard a couple of issues around single speaker, the left speaker working, the right not. I think I fixed it. Can you hear me through both of your speakers? Is this now working? All right, looks like you can all hear me. That's good. I tell you what, the best thing about today is we've actually got something to work with. The markets have actually worked. They've done their job and they've given us some opportunity. Now it's the very early stages. Thanks, Cam. It's the very early stages of whatever this is. Now, look, I know as much as the next man or woman that, you know, when we see a pop on Bitcoin like this, we do go, oh, yay! The whole market's moved. You know, the whole market has moved across that top 10. And as much as you see the red here, that's exactly what I want. My plan today, it has been from when I did my live trading floor scan with members this morning, to hope for a pullback. I want to see a pullback throughout the Australasian trading hours to give us opportunities to get our trades on, maybe cradles, more than likely cradles to be fair, and then overnight to just pump again. Now, the issue that we've had of late has been the lack of follow through. Let me show that to you. Here we go, 4.37% move up, didn't follow through, thump back down. This is a little bit different as far as where we are. Okay, so this one over here, well, actually no, I tell a lie. There was a potential higher low to a higher high, and then it faded away. Here we have a higher low, we have a higher high. Is it broke this point here? But again, we need that cyclicity. We need that follow through. What we're looking for as traders, the trader strategies that I use, the Bitcoin breakout, the crypto cradle, and the Fibonacci booster, is to have some form of follow through. Just because we've got this pop yesterday does not mean we'll get the follow through. Now, I want to go into a few different things here. I want to look at the weekly, and obviously, as always, ask me questions as we go. I want to have a look at how things look on the weekly. Now, the top 10, this is a pullback. The top 10, just quickly look. All of them have had big candles yesterday. Big, massive, big. There's been a lot of buying going on. The market cap has risen. Of course, Cardano continues to just keep soldering on. Tron, same thing. It's now about working out where will the trading opportunities present themselves. And you know me, I'm a trend follower, through and bloody well through. So I want to have the daily in an uptrend. I want to have the daily trending in the same vein as the mids. Now, I'm not scared to go to the lows if we don't have a great trend and go in, out. But the way that I trade crypto and the way that I've made my money in crypto and continue to do so is by capturing, and I'll be honest, throughout periods like this choppiness, I'm not making lots of money. All right, it's not like July for me. Where are we? The 7th today. I'm not killing the pig right now. I'm kind of like treading water, I should say. But in the same respect, I did that in May, and I got Cardano, I got Priv Perp, and both of those just rocketed, and it made my whole month. It made me a lot of money. It was great. So it's about knowing when to strike and when to hold back. Now, I know in the perp contracts, so this is brought to you by FTX, of course, and I know you're trading on FTX accounts, and if you don't, below in the description, 10% off for your trading fees, it does bloody well add up. Let me tell you, it does add up. All right, so do that. And I've got a video out on YouTube, which is there is a video for going long, and there's also a video for going short. And I believe it's in the description. Luke, is it in the description now? Luke's over there. But it's there. So you've got an example of how to go long. You've got an example of how to go short. The thing is that when markets are choppy like this, it doesn't sort of suit the style of trading that I like in crypto, because crypto has these explosive moves. I like to scale out, minimize my risk, and then let the puppy run, right? This is not an FX market. If it's FX, I might go for a 2-to-1, a 3-to-1, that sort of thing. Okay, it is in the description. There's the long order and the short order. They're both in the description. For me, it's about getting that follow through. It's about the bigger picture, the bigger move. You might have 6 trades and 3 might cost you money, 2 might hit 1-to-1, which you break even, and then 1 goes absolutely jats crackers, and you might get a 10-to-1, which brings you to profit, which means that people that haven't got the same level of experience that I do can still do very well from crypto because of the sheer volatility of the market. Okay, now I'm not pedestaling myself here by saying that I'm killing it. I'm not. A number of trades that I've pointed out have done very well, but it doesn't mean I always get them. Don't forget, I'm also running a business, and I'm very open about that. So for me, it's about trying to find and match up these time frames. And if we look at Bitcoin, yes, we've had that pop. What we haven't got is a good trend. Lower high, lower low, higher high. There's nothing really there that excites me on Bitcoin. If we were to see it push on, I mean, there was profit to be made on this morning. When I did the scan, I knocked it back. I did not take that trade. I just didn't feel confident enough. Now, sure, it could have made me money, but I'm looking for those trades that run. So I want to see cyclicity. I want to see that the 4 hour, because the 4 hour is the gateway to the lower time frames for me. The daily has now, as you can see, got itself a higher low and higher high. Very early, about as early as you can get for a trend. But for me, that's okay. That's the beginning. So I go and squirrel down to my 4 hour and I see there's no trend there. So Bitcoin's not a market that I'm really that excited about to trade right now. If I went to the 15, sure, I'd be happy to do so if we had a higher low and a higher high. I'd go to my boosted strategy. No problem at all. But it's not that sort of market just yet. That being said, let's go through this whole perk list and see what we've got here. Ethereum yesterday, hey, how you doing? 6.24%. Now, I did a video out to everybody that's on my free subscription list. So if you go to tradercobb.com, there's a bi-weekly video newsletter. Look, some days, some weeks, I don't do bi-weekly because I don't just want to pepper your inbox with stuff that's not valuable. And look, to be honest, there's not been a great deal of value that I could add over the last couple of weeks as far as market moves go, because there's not really been much. But if we look at this daily here, higher low, higher high, pushing on, Ethereum, here's what I've been focusing on a lot. I've got a longer term portfolio just like you. Now with FTX, I hold 2 accounts. And in those 2 accounts, I have X amount of, assets, right? I don't just sit it all in Bitcoin. I don't just sit it all in Ethereum. I don't just sit it all in US dollar. The thing I do is I focus on where the activity is. And there's been a couple of moves recently. For example, this is not a trade per se. It's built loosely off the same strategies that you learn, like the crypto cradle. I bought a lot more Ethereum back here, and it's a little bit in profit, like 6% or something. It's nothing big. But when I saw this pullback to the higher low, I bought more as it broke up through here, and I bought more as it broke up through here. Why? Because higher high, higher low in a top 10 that's not been giving too many opportunities like that. The only other one was probably Cardano. So when I look at this weekly, even if you're not a trader per se, right? Don't want to get involved in margin, just want to trade a spot, fine. The same strategies still have the same amount of I can't think of the word. They apply, whether it be the 1 minute chart or the weekly chart. So the way that I manage my investment portfolio is to go, okay, well, I've got X amount of Bitcoin, X amount of Ethereum, but neither of those are looking real good. Link looks good, or Ethereum looks good, or Cardano looks good. I'll move it over to there. Now, that's not a margin trade. You can still have a stop loss, don't get me wrong. But I've been managing it quite like the thing I've done very, very well this year, and what has been a relatively lackluster year for big runners, is that I've managed the growth of the portfolio. Yes, there's been growth through the trading side. The profits get banked back into the account, and then I shuffle them across. The shuffling across is generally done based on the weekly time frame, not a daily. It's more the weekly. I might move to the daily, but usually if it's a daily, I'll look at it as a trade, and I'll have a stop loss, and I'll use margin. But I manage my portfolio appropriately to see where I believe the moves will come from. Ethereum is one of them. There's nothing there right now as far as I'm concerned on that daily. There is a higher low, higher high. And looking at this 4 hour, a pullback in, yeah, it's got work to do. It's not one that's right on the top of my list. Just to sort of fill you in on a couple of things here, just coming back to that weekly time frame as I spoke of, back here, I bought more. I've got some Cardano, and I bought more back here, roughly the same time as Ethereum. No, it was a few weeks earlier than Ethereum. Ethereum was here. Oh, hang on, no, it might be the same week, 11th of May. No, it was the same week. Yeah. So my portfolio is now sitting 50%, or just slightly above 50% Bitcoin. I've got normally it would sit 70 to 80% in Bitcoin. That's normally how it would sit. And the other 30% would probably be Ethereum. And then I've got, another 20% scattered across, not a lot. I don't have like thousands of different alts. I'm not interested. I can't manage that, and I don't have any desire to. But I follow the charts and I read what I know I'm good at. And of course, since that additional buying on Cardano, just spot, no margin, it's 100%. I've doubled my money on that. The strategies that I use can be used across high time frames. You go, I haven't got time to trade. If you haven't got time to manage a portfolio, then you shouldn't be involved in the first place. Just a couple of, can you hold other assets on FTX if it was a wallet? Look, I hold on FTX now, Tron, Bitcoin. I got two different accounts. I'm just trying to think of where they are. Tron, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link. Cardano is held in a different account. And that's not because of any other reason, that I just bought at spot. So you can hold at spot on FTX, and that's a thing. They've got a spot market you can work with as well as a margin market. Now, I love FTX for all they do. I love FTX for the margin. I froth on that stuff. But it's also about managing the core. So let's call the core what you hold. Yeah? That's your trading collateral for your leveraged or your margin trading. Yeah? I don't need to hold it all in USD. I don't need to hold it all in Bitcoin. I don't need to hold it all in Ethereum. They've got a pretty sick little setup of the best, or not the best, the biggest market cap tokens out there, and that's where I hold it. I just look at what they've got and I move around accordingly. I picked up some Tron earlier in the week, a bit more Link, and of course, like I said, Cardano and Ethereum. I haven't added to Cardano, but just looking at Cardano, I'll come back to some more questions in just a minute. Nice. I want a pullback. The best thing in the world right now would be a pullback to 10 cents. Why? Perfect round number, back in an old support resistance level. It's not there yet, got a bit of time to do. Robert, is it just perp contracts that you can trade short on? Yes, it's just the futures, the perp contracts. That's all you can trade short. So you can't short a spot market. You can only sell. It's like if I own Combank shares, I can't sell those shares unless I own them. If I'm trading a derivative of that product, which is derivative is derived from the underlying asset class, that's when I can start to short. Okay. But you can use your spot market holds for your collateral for those trades. Yeah, Mr. Johnson, I do. I work off the weekly, and the thing is, let's be honest. Let's just double down on that just for 1 second before I get properly into the scan. Let's have a look at this in the weekly. when Bitcoin moves, we often don't get a really good cradle trade, for example. It's usually very volatile and it moves hard. And the very nature of crypto is that we don't get those big moves after, like, we don't get those slow pullbacks. We get the big moves, but we don't get the slow pullback. Right now, we've got the opportunity here to reshuffle the portfolio because there has been a slow pullback. Look at ETH. You know, it had a slow pullback. There is a bullish candle. It has broken the high. Tick that box. Look at Link. Back here, I know it's not a cradle trade per se, but it pulled back in. I saw that weekly. If you've been following me long enough on YouTube and on my podcast especially, you'll see that I got long back here, you know, and I'm in. And I talked just yesterday about it breaking out through this resistance and having a good run. And as a matter of fact, back here when it broke, I talked about it taking out those highs, and it has done. Now, I'm not a messiah. I don't have a crystal ball. All I've got is 15 years of trading experience, and I read charts. That's it. That's the end of the day. That's what I do. So you can apply the same methodology to your longer term stuff when it arrives. You don't always get weekly pullbacks. We have had them recently, and it's really worked into my favor. Excuse me, I've still got this bloody cough. Do you use the same levels for your stops? If it's a trade, yeah, I still will have stop levels, Ash. No, absolutely. I've always got a place to get out because, you know, if the market tanks, I want to get back to Tether and wait and buy more back, right? Yeah, Link and Litecoin, 2 killers. All right, let's keep moving. My point being is that if you're not somebody who wants to be involved in trading all the time, I always get that. Oh, I don't want to be a trader. I just want to manage my portfolio, so I won't do your courses. Fine. Look, you don't have to do them. There's nothing saying you've got to. I'm just telling you right now, guys, that it doesn't make a difference. A market's a market. A trend's a trend. A cradle's a cradle. It doesn't matter what time frame you're looking at. Algoland, I can leave that behind. Let's keep moving. Altperp. Absolutely bull terror of a run up. Massive move yesterday. 8.93%. Where is it right now? It's right now with a lower low and a higher high. Not interested. No, thank you very much. Atom. This is one that this morning, as I was going through and doing my risk management and all that sort of stuff, I was looking to get long that. I know it's not the smallest candle, but I was happy to sort of slap a little bit on that. Look at the cyclicity. Bam, bam, bam. It's a really lovely trend. 4 hour right now might give me that opportunity. It's 2 hours 42. Damn it. It's a long way off. I've got it in the list. If that candle doesn't get too much bigger, here's a bottom line. Round number, $3. It's a psychological barrier. Really nice cyclicity. Very, very good trend. Am I trading it now? No. Was I looking to? Yes. Would I be long if I had have got it in time? Yes, I would be. Would I have taken some heat? Absolutely. You take losses, you take heat. It's not about that. It's about doing the right thing. And right now, I'm waiting on that. I'll actually slap that out as our little orange list. Bitcoin Cash, no interest. It's a lower low, higher high. Binance, I do like this, and I'll show you. This has been on my watch list since yesterday. Why? Higher low, higher high. I'd love to see this puppy pull back a little bit deeper. All I want, genuinely, I want to see the market pull back. Okay, this is what I said at the beginning of this video. I want to see the market sell off this afternoon. We haven't got too much time left. This afternoon, this evening. I want to see it sell off. Why? Because when it sells off, it comes back into that zone, and it may present me with opportunities to trade. As it stands, if it keeps running, great. My portfolio does fantastically well. Yay. But my portfolio is one aspect of what I do. My margin trading is where I make the beans. My management of my investments is where it's just bread and butter. You know what I mean? Like, to get 13% out of Link, yeah, sure, that's multiple thousands of dollars for the portfolio. And I'm happy with it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being a bitch here. I love it. But for me, that comes second nature, as does trading. It's just managing a portfolio. And that's one of the things that I focus on. I don't just teach a TA, guys. Technical analysis by itself, it ain't worth, you go and eat some dog food with your dog and you'll be about as good as trading TA as reading a book. It's about understanding how to run a business. I'm running a business, and the multiples that I'm dealing with, not to, make myself sound like a big shot, but they're not small numbers, yeah. So I've been doing it for a long time. So it's about finding those opportunities, and what you need to do as a trader who's coming into this space or any space, any trading space, is to put yourself. You might only be risking $50 a trade. Fine. But you got to start to put yourself in the position. This is what helped me massively when I had my mentor. Is that every trade I took, I thought of it being $20,000. Would I take this if it was $20,000 risk? And it put me in a very good headspace to then go ahead and beat the market. You never beat the market. You join the market. So that's what my focus is, and I am risking larger amounts. There's nothing there on Binance right now. BSV, geez. The most volatile of our top 10 has come back finally. 25%, $39 move. BSV, I think, look, this is by the by. It's got nothing to do with TA, right? I think there's a lot of BSV that haven't been claimed. Therefore, it's a relatively illiquid market. So when the market pops, BSV goes nuts. There's nothing there for me right now, though. BitMax, no. Doge, holy crockamole. I can't explain that. There's nothing there to work with. A couple more questions. DeFi, perp. Yeah, well, we touched on that this morning on the scam, mate. I'll get there in a minute. Is there a specific rule of thumb you use to rebalance your holdings? Yeah. Potential. The word is potential. If I'm holding a market that's doing nothing, for example, Monero has done nothing for what? 2-3 months? If I'm holding Monero, I'm looking at it going, I might have an order if it breaks out through that level. Sure, I'll set the order there. No dramas at all. But why would I hold that Monero when I could hold something like ETH or Cardano or Link that's shown me, it's giving me some of the lifeblood that I know the market needs for me to get involved. Treat nothing with emotion. Treat everything with fact. Treat everything with checklists, and treat everything like a business. And that's what I do. I couldn't not give two hoots, guys, about Ethereum. I couldn't give two shits about a Cardano or Tron. Doesn't bother me. Sure, they're doing whatever they're doing. Does what they're doing affect my life? It certainly does when I trade it. I'm not going to do a fundamental analysis because I believe that there is no fundamentals. I don't mean to say that to take anything away from anyone else. I just think that coming from an investor of 15 years, that when I invest in a company, I'm seeing all the public information. I'm making decisions based on numbers, debt ratios, price to earnings growth, all this sort of stuff. We don't have that in our market just yet. So I just fall back on what I'm very good at, and that's trading. I just look at the higher time frames. That's the only way I do it. Arnold, is it a good idea to do both Forex and crypto to catch more setups and diversifies risks of keeping most capital in one exchange? Arnold, mate, look, I'll say this. I don't think it diversifies your risk at all. It's the two different markets, mate. You got one market here that you'll have more. You probably have a bunch of losses, but your winners will be far greater. You've got to look at reward to risk ratios, and you've also got to remember. I get people go, "What's the percentage of win loss on the cradle?" It's like, well, it depends on who you are. You know, if I was to give you if I was to go out and say, "Look, here's my win loss and my reward to risk on the cradle trade," and I went and advertise that, I'd make a shitload more money. But I know that it's not realistic for someone to do my courses and expect the same returns. I don't expect that. You've got to fall in love with the process and become a good trader. Sure, trade whatever market you want, but be aware that it's the process that will make you successful over long term. Will, even if it's at a loss, would you sell off? Absolutely. I don't care. It's a trade. You know, I speak to my father who's a developer, or builder developer who's now retired. And for me, everything in life's a trade. My business is a trade. We do good transactions, we do bad transactions. If like, I don't see the point in doubling down on something that's not working. You know, give it time, work it out. And if it's operator error, fine. But if it's not operator error, We'll give it time, and if you can't make it work, just bail out. That's the same with my strategies. I'll tell you that right now. I know they work. They work for me, and they work for a lot of other people. But you need to make them work. And if you can't find the help to help you to make them work, and you can't put the time, whatever, you got to find something that works without chopping and changing too regularly. I will also add. Now, look, Dragon's been in a great trend. We've spoken about this for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's now just a matter of trying to find that opportunity to trade. I'd love to see this pull back deeper, to be honest. I'd love to see an 8-hour pullback. I'd love to see the higher time frames come back. The way it stands right now, it's too far for me to really latch into. I'm not going to take a cradle there. I'm not interested in that. I'm looking at real tidy, perfect setups. EOS, if you look at that 12, we'll have a higher low, higher high. Let's go lower, 8-hour. It's not there yet. It's still not there. Again, this pump that we've just recently seen, it doesn't mean there's going to be lots of trades. Not now. We've got to see that follow through, and that's what I want to see. And I don't expect it, because I don't expect anything from the market. I watch it, and I hope that we get our pullback for entry, and I hope that it does what I would like it to do, not expect. Because if you expect anything, you'll just keep getting disappointed. I'm trying to find opportunities to get me into the direction the market is now moving. Let's have a look at this on the weekly. Beautiful. Bullish candle broken. The highs. Good. We're sitting pretty right here. Higher low, higher high, pulling back. I like this. I like it. It's messy when you come to this daily. It really is. And that's why I want to see in this market lower low, higher high. I want to see that pullback and then the new higher high. It's not ready. Now, just because there's been a market move doesn't mean we're ready to trade. It takes time for us to set our trade. If you're not following the podcast and listening, I've been talking about Link for a while. I've been talking about Tron. I reshuffled my portfolio recently to Tron yesterday or day before. I can't remember. And that's done me well. Definitely outperformed Bitcoin. But look, we've busted up through here. We're looking really sexy right now. I want to see a pullback. The thing is that you know what Link does. When Link goes, look at it. She really goes. And that's a good run. We've only really just started this run. We could see ourselves at $8 shortly. I'm not suggesting that we will. I'm just saying that this is the nature of the beast. And it is a goddamn beast. Look at that 2-hour. We need a pullback. It's not going on my radar for that reason. It's got a little bit of work to do to get back. Litecoin down here on the daily. Yeah, sure. Weekly, does it back it up? No, it does not. Look, it doesn't support that. Pull back in. Yeah, not interested right now. Matic. Okay, let's just squirrel down a little bit further here. We're marking our support and resistance levels. We're looking at roughly through this region. The problem that we've got is that that's a low, that's a high. We don't have that trend in place. Now, don't forget, as I say, that certain markets are not giving us opportunity now. You know what you're looking for. Pullbacks into that cradle zone. Wait. 80% of what I do, probably 90% of what I do is wait. I create watch lists. I sit back. I let the market come to me. I don't go to the market looking for trades, guys. I go to the market and I try and eliminate what I know I definitely don't want. But in the same respect, for me to scan this list, when it's not with you, it'll take 3 to 5 minutes. If there's anything really sexy, I'll put it into my watch list and I'll keep an eye on that. I've got multiple screens here. I'm pretty switched on with what I do. I've got it all down to a T. That's my routine. That's my systems. Right now, I will come back to this maybe later this evening and run it again. Question: do you use candle close or wicks for support? Wicks, the whole candle, mate. It's not the entire candle, the highest point to the lowest point. I don't care what's going on in between it. It's the highs and the lows for support and resistance. When it comes to the cradle, of course, it's where it closes and how small that candle is, but also the highs and the lows. Okay, B is, let's go lower. Can't do 1. 2 hour, no trend. Nah, it's not there. Shit burp. Bit of resistance there, is there? Oh, not quite, not quite. Ticking along. Look at this on the 12. Check it out. That's where you work the time frames. Bounce, bounce, move. 8 hour looks a bit clearer. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Pull back, you beauty. We're closing in on 1,000 there. And I'm waiting for opportunities to take a grab at that. I can get rid of that. It's no longer valid. It's not there yet. It's got to pull back, you know. Tomo has had a great run. Higher low. It's got to pull back. It's getting there, but it's not going in my list just yet. Tron. Here's one I also added to my long-term portfolio this week. Why? Bullish candle in the cradle zone. As soon as it broke up through there, I was long. Now, it's not done much. I mean, maybe 5%. But it looks great. So I hold Tron. Do I know what Tron does? No. Do I care what Tron does? No. I'm a speculator. I'm an investor. I work the market. I work the charts. I don't care about anything else. I keep it clear in my head. Higher low, higher high on the daily. So what do I want to see? Well, you kind of worked it out, right? I want to see a pullback into here, a little bullish candle. Now, I will pop that into the chart. Into the list. But it's a higher time frame I'm looking for. Probably come back tomorrow morning. Is about as soon as you can. XRP's had a run yesterday. Good. 6.7%. Excellent. Nothing that'll work with just yet. Tezos. Okay, let's go lower here. Straight up. Straight up. Nothing more just yet. Oh, actually, let me just double check that. There might be a little level down here lower. Okay, there we go. See, that's why you work your time frames. Check that out. We're not convergent here. This could be a potential Bitcoin breakout. It's got more work to do. And for those of you that know what it is, you know what you're looking for. A higher low, a run back up into that resistance. You got a B-stick break right there. Get that convergence back, and we could be on. And that is definitely going in because, yeah, that looks quite good. Yeah, it's got more work to do, but there's no way I'm leaving that to chance because it looks good. Privacy. Okie doke. Let's look at this on the weekly, hey? Bam. Broke the high of last week's candle. Now we're moving. Now we're looking good. 2 day. We held in there. 4 day. And you can do this. You can move around. If we break the high of that candle right there, I can see Priv going above these old highs. How can I see that? It's because I can't see. It's because I follow my strategies. These are simple rules. It doesn't need to be hard, guys. That's the thing I trip on when people go, oh, I can't do it. It's like, no, that's bullshit. You can do it. You just choose not to. It's not hard. I mean, I can do it. Like, I'm not an idiot. There's no doubt about it. I really don't think I'm an idiot, but I'm not the smartest bloke in the room when I'm in a room. Trust me. I just know what I know. And, you know, what have I done my whole life? I've traded. I used to work on building sites. I've not gone and become a pharmacist. I've not gone and become a doctor. I've put all my energy and attention into reading the markets. So I've got absolute faith in what I already know. Ooh, look at that. Where am I planning to sell Tron? I don't have a plan to sell Tron at this stage. It's a longer term, let the thing run. If it comes back, I'll get out. I'll show you. I'll go back to Tron in a minute, Johnny. DeFi. All right, let's go to the 4. Question is that in higher time frames, is there a point of using booster or always try to wait for cradle? Mate, that's a tricky one, you know. Like it's the same with lower time frames too, mate. You know, I don't tend to trade the booster above 4 hours, and very rarely will I take a booster on 4 hour. They work bloody well. I just like to pinpoint, like the way my trading style will be different to many others. I want that absolute pinpoint, bang. I try and use my skill set to nail the entry to get a bigger position so that when it does move, I get it. But I also know, you know, guys and girls in my community that trade the boosters on 4 hour and they do very, very well. It's up to you. It's an individual preference. They still work. If you're happy to have that wider stop on a swing trade, on a longer term, maybe hold it for 3 months with no, you know, as a spot trade, hey, knock yourself out. It does work. And you just go through the market and draw those fibs in and get comfort in knowing it does. And if you don't get comfort in knowing it does, don't do it. You know, TA gives us entries into a market. It's not a crystal ball. the strategies that I offer to you guys, it's not a guarantee of your success. Just the same as doing a uni degree for being a lawyer doesn't make you a partner, doesn't even get you a job. You gotta do the work. Start to think for yourself. Start to or tune into live trading floor each day, or tune into my community. Start to get the assets around you that can help you to make the decisions that you need to make to help you move forward. It's a big one. I'll come back to that, Ash. I do like DeFi. I haven't traded DeFi yet. I want to see the volume on this. As you can see, it's in my list. I'll put it into this yellow one. Little bullish candle right there. Uptrend in play. Now, if you were to have taken this trade this morning, which I did not, you would have been stopped out, I believe. Low 761. Yeah, you would have been stopped out on that. Does that mean I wouldn't take another one? Absolutely not. Every trade stands on its own 2 feet. I won't take 3 in a row. I won't take 3 losses, but that looks quite nice. 4 hour, that's in a sweet spot too. Comp. Ooh, maybe a short here. Bugger. I was hoping the level might be a bit more precise. It's not. DeFi, Shmefi, I don't really care about the love and joy from it. Right now on the list is Atom. Bullish candle right there, beauty. I'll keep an eye on that, no doubt. Tron. What was I looking at here? 8. I wanted a deeper pullback, but that 4 hour, yeah, low to high. Yeah, I want a deeper pullback, but on the 8 hour, Tezos. We're looking up at this resistance going through here. That's an absolute doozy of a level. Pull back. I want to see it pull back slowly, not just in one candle. Slowly, a few candles, come back up, retest, get us convergent, and then that's a breakout that I'll definitely be keeping an eye on. DeFi, bullish candle. That's a sweet little mofo. Yum, 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 yum. Yeah, that's a problem. You've got to check the volume on these new contracts. That's the biggest thing. You can see it's very, very new. Sure, it's all the rage, but is there volume? You got to check that out. There's videos on liquidity in my YouTube channel, which you're on, and there's videos on raising long and short orders. So go and do your research. You've got plenty of time. 2 hours 22. Did you see Tezos trade 5 a.m.? Let's go back to that and have a look on the 30. Oh, that one. Yeah, what a ripper. Bam. Although, no, look, I can't say that. I won't say it just because it suits what I do. Higher low, higher high. Oh, it is a higher low. But I've got to be honest, mate. Like, if it pulls back any deeper than sort of 76.8, it's not to say that it rules it out. It just makes it a little more iffy for me. You know what I mean? Like maybe the 1 hour. No, I got to be honest. Truth be told, I wouldn't have taken that in the 1 hour. I wouldn't have taken it in the half hour. It's pulled back too deep after that pullback. Yes, if I had I could certainly say yes, I would have taken that and make myself look good. But the reality is, there's no way that I would have taken that. You know what I mean? Good on you, Merv. That's it. You're getting there, mate. You're getting there. Look, guys, the bottom line is this. Whether you're looking at managing a portfolio long-term to manage a hodl-type portfolio, or whether it be getting down, squirreling down and getting active on the trading side, I typically operate my portfolio as far as longer term within the top 10 to 15, and that's also where I trade. So FTX offers both. That's a good thing about it, is it offers both options, and that's why I can very easily, I do have other portfolios, don't get me wrong. I do have, Bitcoin and all things other in different cold storage. But my active portfolios, which is a significant amount, because I am across a few different accounts, and I do want to have, I need to have the capital in there to take the size trades that I wish to within that top 10 to 15. FTX allows you to do it. Something else, it always looks better in hindsight, Ash, absolutely, mate. Something else to say is that I'm going to have, it'll be this week, guys, I'm going to be doing a survey that we're working on at the moment to put together. And I want to know, and I want to know what the issues with FTX platform are for you from a standpoint of the user So I can help you to use the platform. It's the platform that I use. Yes, absolutely. All right. They've got the 4-part Cradle course in their platform as well on the Traders Hub, right? The other thing is, if you're not using it, you're definitely leaving money on the table if you get trained. And I want to make the user experience, which you're my clients, right? Whether you've bought the courses or not, my objective is to help you guys to get better at what you do. There'll be a free month on Market View, so you can see me and my team trade 6 days a week in our videos with watch lists and different trade setups and whatnot. Absolutely free for those that go through and fill out the entire survey. And you've got to have an FTX account to do that. All right. So for those that don't have an FTX account right now, my suggestion is go and get it. There's a link in the description. You get 10% off your trading fees. And once you've got that, you'll be ready to go for the survey that will come out in the next couple of days. And you'll get a full free month on Market View where you can see the trades that myself, the watch lists, the educational pieces, and all the archives, guys. Don't forget that. That's important. Absolutely free just for giving us that survey. The reason we're incentivizing you to give to us is because I want to know what the hookups are, what the hole-ups are. Why are you not active? It's my job, it's my business to do so. I want the best for you and I want the best for my business. This way, we align each other with our goals. I think it's the best way to do business and I'm going to keep doing it. John, so question out of the law. Do you use the same Cradle strategy for your portfolio in a weekly? Yep, absolutely. Whether it be against BTC or whether it be against USD. Of course I do. These are robust strategies, ladies and gentlemen. Trade them on, I can't say too much, but in crypto, don't forget, I've come from 15 years of trading traditional markets. Why did I get success straight away in crypto? I'll leave that with you. All right. They're there, they work, and it's up to you to make them work. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. We got some action. Finally, let's hit those perp contracts and start to boost some moves. We've got some opportunity right now. I want to see it roll through. I want to see that follow through. You can see on my watch list, it's quite narrow right now, but I can tell you right now, right? When you know what you're looking for, this FTX pair, if you need it, if you want this whole list, as always, email admin, ADMIN, @tradercobb.com and just say, I would like to have the perp list from Trader Cobb. My team will send that to you. All you got to do is import the just import it and booyah. You'll have it just like I do here. All right, so if you need any help with that, just let us know. Happy to help as always. Get your FTX account with a 10% link below. There's a long order to show you in the description, a short order to show you in the description, both showing you how to manage your risk, and it gets you access to what we've got coming up in this survey. So you get a full month of watching 6-day-a-week videos from myself and my team, trading ideas, education, and a few other bits and pieces there as well. So guys, get involved. You look after me, I look after you. That's the way it works in a loving relationship. And God damn it, I do love you. Take it easy. I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheers, guys. Bye.